Hello everyone! Welcome back to our channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for more updates. And I am Lloyd Torrenueva, your teacher for today.
Today, you will learn about literature circles as a teaching strategy that is used in making a lesson plan that integrated into social studies lesson. What is a literature circles? A literature circles is a cooperative learning strategy that creates small groups of students that regularly assemble to analyze and discuss and assign tasks. Collaboration is the heart of this approach. These groups are peer-led, and the students often are able to choose the text they want to read. It can be heterogeneous groups formed around students' interests, or depends on the teacher. The team members volunteer and agree among themselves who will assume the roles of designer, line catcher, link maker, reporter, and wanderer. What are the functions of these roles in the literature circles? The designer. He or she illustrates the gist of the message of the reading material. The line catcher finds interesting parts or passages that stick out. The link maker makes connection between the world text and text, text and the self, text and the world, and more. The wanderer thinks outside of the box, portraying the what-if person. And the reporter summarizes the information. Therefore, literature circles is student-centered learning. Teachers' role is to observe and make sure students are following through after groups are arranged. This strategy aims to improve students' comprehension skills as well as their ability to interpret the text and think critically about the text. Literature circles contains 5 steps. For the step 1, reading the material. It is the initial attack on the lesson, displaying the literature that tackles the topic by identifying the facts, concepts, and issues within it. Step 2, assigning the roles. It is the process of letting the members of the team assume each of the 5 literature circles roles: the designer, link maker, line catcher, wanderer, and reporter. Giving each student a role helps to ensure that all students are participating in the literature circles. Step 3. Engaging in individual tasks. Literature circles are largely made up of group work, but individual accountability is necessary in order to measure each student's understanding of the work and to help ensure that each group member is contributing to the work of learning. It is the giving of appropriate time for each member to accomplish individual tasks. Next is step 4, sharing of individual outputs. It is the proper sharing of individual members within the team. It allows students or each member the opportunity to discuss their outputs. It is to be facilitated by the reporter of the team, to be consolidated for the formal reporting to the whole class. Lastly, step 5, reporting the collective outputs, is to provide students with feedback about their participation in the circle process. You can use rubrics as basis on scoring and feedbacking. Feedbacks in the team output highlighting individual and group attributes. The next part is the application of literature circles. I will be going to apply literature circles strategy on the lesson plan making using a topic in social studies. Let's use the topic of social studies grade 10 in the Philippines. The contemporary issues, human rights issues, o mga issues sa karapatang pantao. Let us follow the 5 steps of the literature circles. Let's start with the step 1, reading the material. For the step 1, each student in the class will pick a shape and each shape is labeled with different contemporary issues. For the groupings, students will group themselves based on the shapes that they picked. For the square is for prostitution, triangle for COVID-19, heart for injustice, the plight of the nomads, and the diamond for racism. After they settled in their groupings, each group will be given articles to analyze and ponder, and that's for step 1. And let's proceed to step 2, the assigning of roles. The leader of the group will be assigned to each member based on their roles in the circle. The designer, link maker, line catcher, wanderer, and the reporter, and each role has a corresponding question on the tasks. For the designer, what is the message of the article and its importance in life? In the link maker, how can you connect the article you read to the situations taking place in today's society and to yourself? For the line catcher, choose a line that catches your attention from the article and explain why it was chosen. In the wanderer, what would you do if you were one of the victims or witnesses to the situation? And for the reporter, make a summary of all the information that they discussed in the article. Next is step 3, engaging individual tasks. Using the given roles, the students will all given 5 minutes to do their assigned part. Then, for step 4, sharing of individual output. After 5 minutes, the students will share their work in a group. The reporter will prepare to present it to the whole class. For the last step, step 5, reporting the collective output. After collecting the individual output, the reporter is invited to present his or her completed summary in the class. Each group is expected to mark the other group using the rubrics provided by the teacher.
That's all. I hope you learned something from me today about literature circles as a teaching strategy in lesson plan making. Thank you and God bless.